Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 15 of Spyro the Dragon. Last time, we completed Haunted Towers and defeated Gnorcs, the boss of the Dreamweaver's world. So all that's left to do now is just go through all of Nasty Gnorc's worlds and basically just and then fight him. So anyways, for Nasty's levels, they're actually very different in that, unlike the other levels in the games, where basically you were just free to come and go as you please, and your main goal is just getting treasures, dragon eggs, and dragons themselves, the main goal of Nasty Gnorc's levels, basically in his hub, is to simply reach the end. So yeah, just more or less your typical platforming level. And basically all the levels are going to be available to you, so basically complete one by one. So in a way, this is very reminiscent to what you'd see in Crash 2 or 3. So anyways, these levels will put your skills to the test. So anyways, we got those Donkey Kong guys. Huh, so there are dragons here. I'm like, oh, there are no dragons here. Nope, there are dragons. There are always dragons. Okay. Rim shot! Unleash the barrel! Yeah, though all Nasty Gnorc's levels, from what I recall, they all have 400 gems. Okay. Nothing down there. Yeah, boom, take that. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, these levels are actually on the shorter side, though to make up for it, they are a little more difficult in terms of just enemy confrontations. But hey, if you can get past levels like treetops or Haunted Towers, then basically you can get through these. To be honest, I didn't think that would actually work. Okay, so anyways, search around, nothing there. Okay.
Keep up the good work, Spyro. I expect Nasty's really starting to worry about you.
I'd be shaking in my Gnorc boots if I were him.
Okay. Let's grab these. Okay, get over here. Okay, we're on the right track. Okay, aim. Hey, if I'm given barrel power, darn it, I'm gonna use the barrels. Okay, there we go. Yeah, for a second there I was confused as to where the path was. Where's the path? Where's the path? Yeah, where's the path that's right in front of me? Where's the path? Okay, there it is, Okay. Yeah, gotta love how nasty he's just leaving these barrels here just for anyone to use. And I did not know that was a ledge. I mean, why would that be so narrow right there? Okay. Yeah, though really, in terms of gems, they're purely optional at this point. So if you aren't determined to get 100% in the game, then you're free to just run, just skip them all, and just go about your merry way. Same with a good chunk of the dragons, really. You're only required to get as many as you need in order to move on to the next world. So as long as you're all good, you don't really have to spend a lot of time in the levels. Okay, there we are.
Wow, I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
Okay, take that. And that. And some of this. And some of that. Okay, there's the end of the level. Oh, gotta love that combo. Okay. Hey, why risk yourself when you can basically just lob barrels from a distance? Okay, there we go. There we are. Okay, nice. Yeah, as tempting as it is to just exit out of the level once we're all done, it's better for us to, we can't, because basically if we do, well, we'd forfeit just what constitutes completing this level. Okay, lead the way, Sparks. Darn it, darn it. There. And with that, there we go. All 400 gems, 100% complete. Okay. to say that is a pretty good name, basically. A pretty epic name, the Gnorc Nexus. Okay, while we're here. Okay, next level, Twilight Harbor. That sounds like an area that you'd find in Twilight Princess, basically. Anyways, this area always reminds me of Splatoon, basically, just with how they have those paint cannons, those ink cannons. Yeah, now I can't help but imagine just a Spyro Splatoon crossover in which Nasty Gnorc teams up with the Octolings. That, or Nasty Gnorc, he basically invades the Splatoon universe, basically. Just the Squid Sisters, they trash talk him, and so basically Nasty Gnorc goes in to teach him a lesson. And so basically Inktopolis has to team up with the Octolings, basically. Just some unlikely alliance, basically, to take down this enemy that's greater than each individually, you know? Yeah, because imagine, basically, we all know that basically the Octolings and the Inklings are relatively frail beings. Like, they get touched by water, boom, they instantly die. So basically, imagine if they were fighting against a group of enemies that were completely unfazed by ink. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nasty Gnorc could really and his Gnorcs could really put a number on the Inklings. Heck, with just these ink guns alone. Dude, look at that. They're even causing Spyro's body to spasm. Yeah, this is one of the hardest levels in my personal opinion. At least as far as enemy difficulty is concerned. I get my ass handed to me by the very first enemy on the screen. Okay, there we go. There we go. You just gotta be really fast. There. Okay. There. Okay, there we go. But then again, considering how frail the Gnorcs are, basically, they would probably get easily wiped out by ink weaponry anyways. Okay, there we go.
Thank you for rescuing me.
Yeah, I love the variants. think there may be a firework on top of there. Okay. There we are. Okay, we should be able to access it from the outside. After all, there is an area on the roof. Or...
Be on the lookout for Gnorc commandos, Spyro.
They better be on the lookout for me.
Yeah! There we go. Yeah, there has to be a way up there somehow. Okay. And let's check over here. Nope, we're all good. Okay, we're all good there. Spyro does not sink on the water. His body just hovers above the water. Okay, there we go. Yeah, once you get used to how to fight, once you figure out how to deal with the enemies here, basically, they aren't too bad. But they can definitely throw you for a loop. Okay. And might as well collect that. Okay, now to figure out how to get up there. Okay, we have the forge, the smithing. We have the forge. gotta figure out a way to get up there. Aha! Here we go. Or maybe no go. Okay, maybe this area will? Yeah, because I think that you'd have to glide down into there. Just gotta find a way up there. We could turn around. Yeah, we could somehow turn around. That if we could get somehow up there. There has to be more to this. There has to be more to this puzzle that I'm missing out on. Okay, just have to think about this, okay? We need to make it up there. Have to think about this. Okay. Yeah, we gotta get up there. But where would we go? Okay. Because we gotta get up there somehow. No! This is what happens when you're trying to think and you're like, oh no, where am I going? Where am I going? Where are we going here? That's the big question. Where are we even going? Where are we going? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what's this? Seriously? That's what I was missing? A freaking little gear thing? I'm going crazy, like, where do I go? Where do I go? And that's it? Little gear thing? That was blending in with the side? Okay, there. Oh. Yeah, drive me crazy, will you? Make me feel like I'm demented, will you? Okay, 100% done. Okay, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever that you want. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.